fully engaged. If you're with us here watching live stream, this is episode number 2 of the night. And if you're just picking up, we have an incredible couple tonight. We are going to say their names right.
Not the Mitches.
Not the Mitches. It's Madie and Mitch Mathews. These two were celebrity athletes at BYU back in the day at the same time. Football, soccer. We're going to hear their story in a bit. And they now are influencers with a capital I. Influencers with a capital I. I've done some incredible things. No, these two are creating so much good out there in the world right now, and now they've actually given it a home base. FlowHaus, they just opened in Pleasant Grove, Utah, and I know this thing is going to be found all over the country here very soon, so we're going to talk to them about that. What do you want to hear from these two?
I hear that you guys have a pretty interesting story with your backgrounds and both losing your moms. A lot of you know I lost my son Romeo, and so that's what I would like to talk about.
Yeah, we're going to get into that. Anyone in the audience here have something you want to hear from Madie and Mitch? Is there a question you want us to ask before they come up? Aubrey's eyes just got really big. She's
I know,
like,
I want to ask a good question.
Okay, we'll do this. For our small audience here today, if you have one, just give me a little finger nod, and I got you, and you come right up to this microphone and ask it. Sounds good? All right, everyone, please give a big round of applause for the Mitches. Madie and Mitch, get up here. All right. We'll take seats there. You're all mic'd up, ready to go. Dude, this shirt. Show it to this camera right here.
I'm not joking. Like the 5th compliment tonight. 5th or 6th.
The 5th. Wow.
I'm just saying.
Let's be real though. Let's talk about that. Is that compliment about that shirt a compliment, or is it more of a statement of like,
what the hell is that?
What is going on with the shirt? I gotta say, I like it, but really, I just want to bring it up in a conversation.
I need to hear the story behind it. Yeah.
Okay. Go ahead.
No, there is no story.
Oh.
I think it's genuine. I think people like it. You know?
I really do. Yeah.
I think so.
Let's talk about the end of the sleeves, though.
Oh, gosh,
Did
here
you
we
knit
go.
those yourself and add them on?
Gosh.
You know what? Grandma came in clutch last minute, finished it off, extended the arms. You know. Here we are.
I love it. How are you two doing?
We're great.
Yeah.
Happy to be here.
Oh, good.
For sure.
Madie, how do you keep up with this guy all
He's
the time?
a hard one to keep up with, I swear. But
24/7?
it's fun.
Yeah.
You know? Yeah.
All right, Kate, can we throw the fun video up right off the bat?
Oh gosh.
This is a video like ESPN popped up, so everyone for watching, everyone at home. This is one of her
pranks.
I think one of the best. We're actually not going to show the prank.
whoa,
I think
like
this
this-
one.
I like
I
this
think
better.
this one's cool right here.
is way
Does it
better.
make you nervous when he holds her like that? Go ahead and let's play this
This is
thing.
hilarious.
Bust it, pop it, lock it, drop it. We going up like the stocket. Outside and inside the Lambo is chocolate. Throw it, watch it, cake it, profit. Benz getting big, it might bust out of pockets. She
Man, thank you.
Those are some skills right there.
They are.
You trust the hands.
I trust the hands.
Okay.
It's so funny though, because he actually would do that, to be playful.
Yeah.
And I didn't bat an eye, but to everyone else, they're probably like, whoa.
Yeah.
You know, but I'm just like, oh, he has good hands. So then that made me think of that video to create it. I don't know. Anyway.
What is it like? I mean, so lately you guys have started having fun with the, prank videos and that kind of stuff that's there.
She's having fun.
You're having
I'm
fun
having
with
fun.
it, right?
Oh, yeah.
What is it like when one of those videos just pops off?
Well, what is it like?
Yeah, I mean, are you excited about it? Are you what
It's
was that
kind of-
first time like, and now what's it like?
Is it I don't even know how to process it. People come up to me and be like, oh, I saw your video. And I'm like, you did? You know, it's I create it for me, but it's funny.
Yeah.
But then when people actually get feedback, I'm like, oh,
You're like,
people
wait.
actually see this?
Yes, this many people
Does that make
actually
sense?
saw this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's kind of funny.
Yeah,
I'm glad you're celebrating. I'm glad.
because you are the butt of a lot
Of
of
all
these
of
jokes.
them, yeah.
Yeah.
I keep him on his toes.
Yeah, what's been your favorite one, Mitch?
Oh my gosh. Well, I mean, the UFC one recently was good because she pranked me and 10 of my best friends and kept pausing the UFC fight
That's
Oh, I
every
didn't
10
even see
seconds.
that
My
one.
friends were actually angry. They
were
were
mad.
actually angry.
I definitely
and I got
brought
blamed
boys'
for
night,
it.
yeah.
What else have you done though? What's been some of the
The
best ones?
diaper one's really funny. My very first one.
Very
that
first
I've
prank
done.
ever.
Yeah.
Classic. Yeah, I come through the garage, I think.
Yeah.
And I open the door, and Mike, our oldest, is sitting there by herself
She was in diapers at this point.
in
Yeah.
diapers. And I think in this moment, I think she was naked, just sitting on the ground, and her diaper was laid, like filleted open, and with what looked like...
A soiled diaper.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I had to ask him if I could cuss earlier.
Go for it.
Anyways, and then like a bunch of, what I didn't know, but chocolate was all over her face, and she was grabbing out of the diaper and eating it. Right, it was so perfect. Like the way she did it, ate it, and then looked over at me right as I came through.
Stop.
I lost it. And then as I'm yelling for Maddie, I realized Maddie's never farther than 4 feet away from this child. Well, there's no
Oh
way
my
this is real, and she captured it all. So.
That's hilarious.
He's just like the best. He has the best reactions. So
Yeah.
he's easy.
Yeah.
He's
That
an easy
took
target,
me way
you know?
too long to realize that was a prank joke. I was like,
I need to
wait.
get you next then. You're like my next target.
Yeah, she would be really easy to get. I should talk to Maddie, and we could probably arrange a lot
I
of
can
these
help
things.
you,
Yeah.
for sure.
Well, I think it's fun. So for your followers or listeners that are listening to this tonight, something we just said, you two have never been interviewed together,
Yeah.
right? And one of our thoughts with this show is you often see like an influencer or a business celebrity or someone that owns this company or whatever, and you kind of are curious of what is their dynamic like, right? And so our thought is, well, let's put both of you together, but to really make sure it's as raw as possible, we're actually going to do it in front of a live audience and do it live. So there's no editing. Like everything that comes out of here is going to be fun. And I'm excited to show this to your followers and give them the
great.
chance to see you both next.
Yeah.
So let's start here. How did you two meet?
This is always a funny story.
We always have to, we fight over who gets to say it.
I know. That's
Actually,
why I
I
look at
did. I'm going to say it.
Okay, I'll let you and I'll try.
We got set up on I'll say blind date. And we can go back a little bit further, but I just think there's some unnecessary details.
All right.
We got set up on kind of on a blind date. I knew who she was. I'd seen her before, and she had seen me, but it was, so not completely blind, but we got set up. And
And you guys were both in college at this time?
Yeah, we're both at
I was a
BYU.
senior, she's a sophomore in college.
Okay, and you knew about each other, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, kind of.
Yeah.
And,
Yeah.
anyways, I wanted to take her out, but there was some lag time in between this sort of when that discussion happened and us, seeing each other on campus and whatever. Like we knew it was going to happen, but we didn't really talk about it. Anyways, she, and fill in any details I'm missing, but she, it's October of my senior year, and I'm playing. And she just happens to be, sitting front row at the game, which she never did,
Yeah.
But I don't know.
And listen, for
there's this
Maddie's
anticipation there.
Yeah,
you know?
and for Maddie's followers that may not know, Mitch was a big deal in college.
Oh, please.
Right? And I know that sounded like a diss. It wasn't. But I'm saying when you were playing in college, like his senior year, October, Mitch Mathews is on ESPN, right? So just know that, Maddie's followers. I had to back you up. You
I like
couldn't
this
say
guy.
it.
Yeah, I like this guy.
Maddie was also a big deal in college
She's a
too,
big deal.
right? That's what I hear.
She was.
All conference
we'll
player.
get there.
Okay.
Yeah.
We'll get there. Anyways, in this game, she's sitting front row, which she never did.
That's
and so
where I'm gonna
it's
chime
like,
in, is there's an athlete section
Okay.
at the football games. That's where I was sitting always. So when he's like, "Oh, you never were there," I'm like, "I was always there. What are you talking about?" Continue.
anyways, we win the game. And after every game, we go and we run a lap on the inside of the stadium, and fans can reach their hands down, and we high five and go the full lap and everything. It's pretty cool. She's doing this like she's a fan, like she's reaching down over the edge, like as if she really cared. And she's doing that. So of course I'm planning this out as I have a lapper on the stadium. I'm like, hey, how am I going to do this? What am I going to say? Like, how do I get some distance? From the guy behind me and then the guy in front of me, so I have like I can have a moment with her as I'm, making the rounds. Smart. I make it all the way around, and I grab her hand, and I said, "Hey, how are you?" And she goes, "Nothing."
Makes no sense.
That was her
We
response.
both look at each other and we like our heads tilt, or we're like, "What just happened?"
So, yeah, I think she thought I said, "Hey, what's up?" She said nothing.
Yeah.
But that I swear to you, that was literally it. Like that was. I
And you had to
grabbed her
go.
hand, and it was just like this. Gosh dang it! Like you just keep running. You're like I was trying to. I'm like that was the first time. I was like, did I blow it? Did she blow it? Anyways, I called her later that night. She didn't answer. She actually thought I was booty
I thought he
calling
was
because the
booty
game
calling
finished
me.
at like 1 a.m.
He called me late, and I was like, "Oh, I'm in a movie," and I was like, "No, I was in bed. I was about to go to sleep." I'm like, "Oh, I'm busy."
Thought it was a booty
She
call.
was up to nothing. You were up to something.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Anyways, we ended up going out. We went to the haunted chairlift at Sundance. And we've practically been together ever since the first day.
Yeah.
Aw.
Yeah. And like the reason why, I should have chimed in at this point, but like the reason why my hand was out is because I was turned around because my two friends were dating like some of the guys on the team at the time. So I'm talking to them, my hand's down and their hands are down. I'm like turned around. So when I feel like a hand grabbed me, I was like, oh, what the heck? Because I was just like passing by, you know, and I'm like, da, da, da. So
Yeah.
She
that's
says.
why I was thrown off.
She was ready
Yeah.
for it.
So we have star football player, star soccer player at a big school, right? 30,000 plus students, right? How long until you two were dating? And then was that like a known thing? Did you all of a sudden become like an it couple on campus? What was that like?
Dude, we got together. We became official 1 month before I left to go play in the NFL.
Okay.
So we didn't date.
Most of
We didn't date at all
our-
in college.
Yeah, most of our dating was distance.
Distance, year and a half.
Really?
Yeah.
Dating, engaged, and married was all distance. The beginning.
Dating, engaged, and married.
Pretty much all of dating,
Wow.
except for like the first month, and then engaged. Yeah, pretty much.
Like when he came back, like to live with me while we were married, I was kind of like scared. Where I'm like,
What?
It was like the first. It was like.
Really?
I'm like, am I gonna
living,
get
like,
sick
anywhere
of him?
near each
Because-
other.
Yeah, like I'm like so. I feel like
forgot
I'm pretty
about that.
independent, but also like I loved the FaceTimes and like getting to talk to him. It was like the highlight of my night, right? So like
Yeah.
I knew like I enjoyed him, but then like, you know, actually being home, I'm like, am I gonna
Very
get sick
true.
of you? I don't know.
Living together is a whole different ballgame.
Totally. Yeah.
And at that point,
But
you
even
two were
just
already
being-
married before you started living together.
Yeah, but just even being in the same state, like city, there was not much. There was just a lot of
Really?
distance.
So wait, what was the time in that? So the nothing interaction happens in October, but then you guys didn't
First-
date during that stretch. It was toward the end of the year that all of a sudden
Well, I
the
left
school
in
year.
December, so I had like a month and a half.
okay, that's where I'm lost.
Yeah,
okay,
yeah,
so
yeah.
it was immediate, but you
was
didn't
immediate, yeah.
finish the school year
Yeah, yeah.
into April or whatever.
Yeah.
He's a football player. He's like, the school season
off to
ends when
NFL.
football ends. That makes
I'm
sense.
out.
I
I'm
should have
out.
known better. People still go to school in April? Yeah, who does that?
Oh gosh.
Okay, so you leave and go to the NFL. Now you two are long distance, right? And when did you really start to know this is something?
Oh man, it was different from the beginning. Like just it was from any girl that I'd ever dated. It was just different with her. And so there was just like I don't know if this is marriage. I don't know if this is the person as they call it. But I knew there was something radically different that I'm like I can't let go of this. Like I need her in my life. She makes me better and makes me different. And there was just something about her always from date number one. Like this could be special. Didn't know what to call it, but it just, ever since that first date, we've practically been together ever since.
And I think I had like a funny judgment of him, just like with being the it man on campus. I was more like, I would roll my eyes at like the thought of him. You know
Yeah.
what I'm saying? Or I'm like, oh, Mr. Hotshot, And then when we got set up,
What about the first time you saw me?
yeah, should we get
It's
into
a good,
that?
well, it's short and sweet,
So like all the athletes, there's SAB where all the athletes like go and you study. So of
Okay.
course I'm a freshman and I'm like kind of scouting around, like who's around. And I see this like really tall, dark, handsome guy. And I'm like, who is this? And he's like walking around. And I see BYU football. Then he like walking around. And as I'm watching him more.
Really good impression.
Yeah, as I'm watching him more, I'm like, he's so full of himself. Like, and in my head, I go, I am never marrying a football player. Like, I am staying away from them.
As you're looking at him.
As I'm watching him, like from across the room, like totally so judgmental.
There was no
There was nothing.
There was
You
no
didn't-
dialogue. None of this happened. None of it, like,
And so once our like mutual friend set us up, I was like, really? Like, you want to set me up on a date with him? She's like, no, he's so funny. I was like, okay, fine. Like I'll go on a date and have fun. And the first date, he lured me in, and I was laughing the entire time. So,
Yeah.
yeah,
And the rest is history.
the rest is history.
So did you change your opinion after the first date? Like, is that where you felt it?
the opinion the first time wasn't valid. That's why,
Yeah, I for sure did.
Oh.
Right. I love that. Well, before we get into some of the other side, let's kind of catch up. So, how many kids do you have? How long have you been married? Let's give a little bit of that recap before we jump into some of the deeper stuff we want to get into.
We've been married for 8 years this April.
Yeah.
Did
Just
you say
happened.
that? Yeah, 8
last
years.
week.
And then we have 2 girls, a 4-year-old and a 2-year-old. So,
Okay.
yeah.
Awesome.
Yep.
How has your relationship changed after having kids?
It tests it for sure. Yeah, I told this to Maddie before we came here. This is yesterday. We talked about this. I'm like, our relationship, we just feel like is so easy. It just gels so well. We don't fight a lot. Like, it just goes well all the time. And so sometimes I feel like almost inadequate to give like advice and like, I don't know. I just feel like our relationship, she makes it so easy and we just get along really, really well. So I think kids make it chaotic. The frustration sometimes of sacrifice of like, we'll call it just her and I life, you know? Like that comes up. But like you wouldn't trade it for the kid, I mean, for anything, you know? Like I wouldn't trade this life for anything. And so our relationship has been easy from the beginning, never really fought. And then you add kids to it, it's more crazy, more sacrifice, a little more of that. But like for the most part, she just makes it so easy to just have a good life.
Oh, that's sweet.
That's why we brought him here, just to build you up.
I know. I'm
Yeah.
like, keep talking.
Yeah. Should we get into what we wanted to talk? One of the topics we wanted to get into?
Yes, yes. So, Mitch, you lost your mom, and the way you lost your mom, from what I understand, was pretty crazy because it was before you two got married, or can you correct me if I'm wrong right there? It was like right before the wedding?
Yeah, it was this month, 8 years ago, I was 25, and she passed away, and we had her funeral on, I'll never forget it, funeral on Wednesday, the 23rd, and then our wedding was 3 days later on the 26th. So the people that flew into town for my mom's funeral just brought one suit, you know? Like the groomsmen wore like their groomsmen outfits to the funeral, and then the wedding 3 days later. Like it was that close. She's still in school, playing soccer, and I'm still playing football at this time too.
Yeah.
So it was a wild time.
Yeah. And I remember, so I guess I haven't said this yet. I've known Maddie since you were 11, 12 years old out on the soccer field with my little sister. You were best friends with my little sister all through high school and all those years. And I remember, just as like a friend around, one of the things I knew about Maddie Lyons, I'm going to use your maiden name, right?
All my friends do.
Yeah,
still.
is that Maddie Lyons' mom passed, right? But not necessarily, especially as a kid, it's not something you really talk about. You're not comfortable talking about it. You don't really know the details. And so you two are connected on that. And so honestly, let's start with Maddie, kind of in that process of what happened with your mom and how did that play a role in your life?
Yeah, so my mom had esophageal cancer. She fought it for about like 2.5 years. I was in 5th grade when she got diagnosed. And then I'm the oldest, and I have a little brother and a little sister. And so I really felt like I took on that motherly role in a sense, like protecting my little siblings at like such a young age, you know? And so obviously watching my mom like sick is not ideal, you know? And like you're kind of confused, you know?
How long was she sick?
2.5 years, yeah. And so when she passed away, my dad got remarried about a year later. And I have a stepmom, and I also have 6 step siblings. So then it's like you're like losing something, but then gaining something else and having to like shift into like this whole new life, which was one of those things where it's like so horrible, but also can be so beautiful, and like creating these new relationships and stuff like that. So, yeah.
Yeah. How do you think that changed? I mean, obviously your family dynamic changed,
Totally,
right?
yeah.
But for you internally, right? Like being okay in there, how did that change you at that age?
Totally. And this is one thing I'm like learning about grief. Like at the time, I actually handled it really well. Like I was there when my mom passed away. I was like holding her hand. That's a whole other story that we could get into. But like just seeing and experiencing that like at such a young age, you know, I felt like it was so spiritual, and I had to grow up in that way really quick, like spiritually, and like
And be there for other people.
and be there for other people and for my siblings and stuff like that. But yeah, like at the time, I felt like I took it pretty well. Of like, oh, my mom's in a better place, and you know, it's not like not having to watch her be sick anymore was almost like relieving for me in a weird way. Where like she's at peace now. But then once I became a mom, it's like almost like a whole new can of worms opened up that I was actually surprised myself,
Yeah.
you know? And so like I've actually been going to therapy like this past year, and it's helped me tremendously. Like I feel like I've overcome a lot of hurdles, and doing like EMDR therapy and all that stuff has been life-changing. And
Yeah.
so, yeah, it's weird grieving and like processing that in such a later stage in life.
Yeah. Do you feel like it's all just coming up, like stuff that's just been suppressed for years and
But I
years?
think so, yeah, like just things that maybe that's how the grieving process is. And I also have heard a lot too that it's like different stages will bring up different grieving. Like maybe one day when I become a grandma, you know what I mean? It's like
For
gonna open
sure.
up.
Yeah.
Other
What do you
things.
think being a mom has brought within the grieving process for you? Like,
It,
what has
like,
that opened?
It opened up like, holy crap, this is how much my mom loved me. You know what I mean? Where it's
Yeah.
like, I knew my mom loved me, but now that I have kids, I, like love them unconditionally. And that's why like you're my hero, because truly I can't even imagine. I'm gonna get teary-eyed thinking about it, but like you're just amazing and how you carry yourself. You're beautiful and strong. And so going through those hard things, obviously you have to do it. But yeah, just like almost having empathy for my mom in a way. And just like, I can't even imagine not
Like
going.
knowing how much she loved you.
And how much she wanted to be there for like those important things that she
Yeah.
wasn't able to.
Yeah.
Just like opened up my eyes. And so I was almost like empathizing for her.
Yeah.
And then it was like bleeding into my motherhood where I was like, oh, well, nothing bad can happen to me. So then it became this like anxiety thing where it's like I wasn't just living, I was more like fearful living.
Oh, like you were worried if something would happen to you for
me.
your kids.
Yeah, so it was like 50-50 where I was like empathizing for her, but also like I'm terrified.
Right.
I don't want that to happen to them,
Right.
you know?
It's interesting, and I think one of the dynamics that's really cool about the show is you two are talking and connecting on this, and I'm watching, and Mitch and I are crying, right? Because it's hard. He cried more listening to you talk about it than when he talked about his mom, that we're going to get back to in just a second, right? And it's really hard to think that your partner's been through that when you weren't there, right? So how did you two talk about that early on? Did you? How was that a part of like either your dating, or did that not really become a thing until you were going through a similar thing, Mitch?
Oh man, did we know what we were doing? I mean, so we started dating from that first date till when I found out my mom had terminal cancer. It was probably 4 months. I'll never forget the phone call of telling Maddie, like, my mom had cancer, and Maddie just almost reliving it in a way,
Oh my gosh.
like in her own situation.
Yeah.
But her being there to help me process, handle, that was like, I don't happen without her, there, right? So I can't say it's nice to have you there, because obviously what you went through was tough. But it was, I needed you there, and she was there.
And that was like the balance too, where it's like, I remember the phone call and him telling me where it's like all of a sudden I'm getting flashbacks of like when my mom, but then it's like I didn't want to make it about me. I wanted to be there for him. So it's almost like a triggering thing, but like,
But it is kind of
holy
about
crap,
you
this
too.
is the person who I care so much about, and his family's like incredible. Like his mom is like the most beautiful, she was amazing. We had such a good relationship. So it's almost like grieving for them in a way.
For sure.
And so, yeah, I remember like even like them asking me throughout the time, like, oh, how does this work? How does that, and like giving my experience. But yeah, it was kind of trippy for sure.
Such a blur, such a blur. But like I said, without her there, like things probably shaped out differently,
Yeah.
Actually, for sure,
Yeah.
But like we also had, it was such a wild time. Like she's, like first team all conference soccer player. So she's obviously focused on playing soccer. She's, school, that same week, funeral, wedding, she's having finals a week. Like it was just so much going on. It was like, you guys said something earlier about like when a family member passed away, you're almost the one that doesn't get to grieve it because you're like checking on everybody else. Like I had to be like,
You were that for
had to
everyone,
be
for
like
sure.
like the strong guy, and I'm like, wait a minute, don't I get my time? But you don't. Like I remember I was on the Minnesota Vikings at the time, and their GM, the head coach, all the staff called and gave their condolences. And when she passed away, and they're like, oh yeah, congrats on your wedding, by the way. And we also need you here in 2 days. So we had a 1-day honeymoon, Park City, and you know what I'm saying. And then we went to Minnesota. Like a day and a half later, I'm in Minnesota playing football at the highest level. Like you have to be like, we had no time to like have pity, do our own thing, grieve. Like we had no time.
Yeah.
We had to be
So
there and
true.
present.
It's so true.
So a lot of stuff for me actually came up later when football was done.
Yeah.
Yeah, when football was done, and I wasn't just so busy, pressured to be like, nothing can get in my way, like that guy, that persona you have to be. I finally got to grieve it like 4 years later.
Yeah.
You know?
Wow.
Like never. I mean, I was mad. I was mad, sad, but like you never got to actually go through that process. Like 4 years later.
And that's like being there for him, like going back to like being there for him. Like that's the one thing I've learned is everyone grieves so differently.
For sure.
Like for me, I was like emotional and like sad, but then I would be like grateful in a way that like I experienced like the blessings that came out of my mom passing in a weird, I hope that makes sense, like in a weird
It
way. Where it's
does.
like the things that I learned and the beautiful things that came from it. Like I'm so grateful for that.
It's your life.
Yeah.
You can't not be grateful for your life that happened to you.
Totally. But then it's just like when I get sad, he would like get angry. So I'm like, wait, why are you getting angry? Like, so it's just interesting watching people grieve differently too.
And
Yeah.
all of it is valid.
Totally. Yeah. Totally.
It's really interesting to feel that, hey, both of you had experienced it, but you also it's almost like you gave him permission of like, it's going to be okay, right? Like he saw you as strong, you moved, hey, this had happened to you, and it's like, we don't even have time for this. You live your life, you keep going, and that's in a lot of ways probably what your mom would have wanted you to do.
Oh yeah, for
right?
sure. Yeah.
When did you ever, if ever, feel like you slowed down? And like, have you slowed down since?
I mean,
To think about
in
it?
what way?
Well, let's go here. So we've talked a little bit in some sauna sessions because the sauna is where the vibes are high.
Open you wide up.
Only the vibe is. Only the highest vibes and the emotions are there. And I resonated with something you said of we're wired similarly, right? High achievers, go after something, have a goal, and don't stop till it's there, right? And I mean, I've said for a lot of times, like I lived my life, my entire life, like it was a race until I found out that there was no finish line, right? And like when you find out there's no finish line, you're like, well, what am I going towards? And so was it that process of kind of maybe looking at life in a little different way that allowed you to actually think about your mom and go through that process?
Whoa. Yeah, I've never had that question before. I think it's an intersection of a lot of things, actually.
Yeah.
And I'll give the intersection.
Yeah.
I think it was when I sold a business a year and a half ago. It's the majority of it. We still own it today, but there was like what should have been like you did it massive celebration almost. Like it was like, dang, that's not as fun as I thought to have that transaction. It was like, that's rad, but there's got to be more than just that.
Mm-hmm.
So it was that like just rejudging what I'm doing in life. And then I think being done with football was self-discovery, like who am I,
Mm-hmm.
And it was also a lot of alternative modalities. I went to Poland to visit Wim Hof, learn breath work, meditation, mindfulness, and there was a moment in my life where I'm like, I'm aligning with my gifts, what my mom wanted for me, the gifts that she saw in me. And it was just sort of like, it was probably a few years ago. I wasn't breaking down. I don't even like to say that, but mentally I'm like, there's got to be more out there. There's something different for me. There's more alignment in my life.
There's more to life in general.
Yeah, for sure. And so I hear this all the time, like that at FlowHaus, like my mom has got to be involved in this. Like I feel there's like an energy there, or like the way you're showing up for this, like that's a Lisa move. Like, and so I feel like there's full alignment with us, with me personally, and with some sort of like what my mom wanted for the world. And she truly walked so that I could run. Like I really mean that. And
His
so
mom was like the best, like high energy, like copy and paste right here. So like when he's like at his best self, it's like you can see Lisa shining through.
Oh,
Do you know what I mean?
For sure.
Yeah. So the intersection of a lot of things, like me breaking down a little bit in selling a company and the questioning, what am I even doing? Why am I here? The whole thing. And then, you know, having this business come out, I'm relearning lessons from my mom all over again. And I just feel very, very aligned with my life right now, in our life.
Have you seen him change?
It is interesting to like, I know that this happens with everybody, right? Like you're not the same person. I hope I'm not the same person I was in college and vice versa. And it's fun to like watch him go from like football to like healer in a way.
Yeah, really? That's what I am now?
I don't know, but you know what I mean? Where it's like you're providing a space for people to like grow and like feel comfortable and like expand and heal. And so it's just fun to see almost the ego come down in a way.
For sure, yeah.
You know what I
And
mean?
the evolution.
Yeah, like the evolution. It's just been a fun change. And I think like growing together in that way too is really fun.
Yeah.
So I have a question for you both, but Maddie, what does your relationship with your mother look like today?
I love that question. And I actually love, like, I know some people are like weary about like, oh, sorry if I brought her up. And it's like, I actually love talking about her because it like makes me feel like, you know, like, she's obviously still here and like
Right.
still alive. And
Right.
I've had like really cool experiences like after my mom passed away. I asked my dad and my brother if I could share this and they both said yes. But like that's one of the beautiful things of her passing is like seeing the other side in a way. After my mom passed away, I had a dream. And by the way, I couldn't tell you what I dreamt about last night. I literally like wake up and I see black and I'm like, oh, I fell asleep and now I'm awake.
She gives me the full recount of every
It's
dream every morning.
wild.
She's like, what'd you dream?
Like,
I don't know.
I'm actually jealous. Like, I want to like live a movie every night. I just am like, I don't remember it. But this one dream, it felt real, and I remember the details like vividly. And it was almost like I was backstage, and to my left was like a really tall red curtain, and it went so high that it was like dark. And then to my right was like kind of like furniture a little bit, like covered in like cloth. And then it was like wood, literally like a backstage. And I'm like, where am I? This is so weird. And I just see like my mom being like, hurry, like follow me. Like I need to show you something. And I'm like, oh my gosh.
And do you know
Mom.
you're dreaming or?
Yeah, no, it felt real. Like
Okay.
almost like, where am I?
Yeah.
And like, holy crap, that's my mom. And if she's telling me to follow her, I'm excited to see her. I'm gonna follow her. So I'm like walking and she pulls up to this like huge wooden door, like beautiful designs. And there's like 2 lion heads with like golden handles. And she grabs onto one of the handles and she was like, Maddie, I just want to let you know like where I am. And like, I love you and like, I'm okay. And she opens the door and like this bright light, like brighter than I've ever seen. I go like this and then I wake up. And I was like, was that, you know, like as a little kid,
Oh my
like I'm
gosh.
11,
I just got
11
chills
years
all
old.
over my whole body.
Yeah.
You were 11 for that
I was
dream?
11, yeah.
Oh
and
my
I like woke
gosh.
up and I'm like, was that, you know, you kind of question it. Really?
Right.
Was that real? Like, did that actually just happen? And so I held on to that for a while because, not that I was second guessing it, it felt real. But then I held on to that. And so like my brother, he was, this is years later, he's packing for his mission. And we, you know, as he's leaving, I'm just like, we're just chatting about life and about like mom and all that stuff. And I was like, did you ever have dreams like about her, like after she died? I'm almost like kind of like digging a little bit. And he's like, yeah, I did actually. And he was like, I was back, I almost like looked like I was backstage.
Stop.
And like there was 2 golden like handles, like lion heads almost. And she opened the door and it was so bright. And I like sank. Like I got chills. And I'm like, I had the same dream. And so like in that moment, I was like, it was so validating. Of like,
Wow.
holy crap, that was real.
She gave you
Like-
all that gift.
She gave, you know, it's like what, like a blessing.
Yeah.
To know that she's like still alive.
Yes, she
You know.
still exists.
Yeah. And then I was like, I wonder if my dad or like my sister had any dreams. And I asked my dad and he had the same exact dream, but his was in an airplane. So it's just kind of like funny,
Right.
like I don't know why the scene matters, but it's just
Right.
like, he's like, oh, mine was in an airplane though. But same words, I love you, I'm okay, and like opens the door. And so like there were so many other crazy stories in that way where it's like, oh, she's very much
Still here.
still here.
Yeah.
Another story, I don't want to take up too much time. Last
No,
one.
you're doing
this
great.
this is the kind of stuff
Okay,
we're
I'm
here
like,
for. If you need to leave,
yes.
leave. We're getting into it.
We're going deep here, but this was when my mom, she was still alive and she was on hospice, so she was at home. she was on some medication, and so sometimes she'd be like talking, like she was talking to like my old dog who passed away. She's like, "Oh, Kuma, come here," and I'm like, "The heck?"
Whoa.
You know, but then I'm like, "Are you going crazy?" Or because she was on like some drugs,
Or she
to
was just
calm her
more
down,
connected
or
to the other side.
And that's what I'm thinking.
Yes.
But as like a sixth grader, you know, I'm like,
Right.
you're funny, you know? And this was one morning, it was a Tuesday, and my dad was getting us all like ready for school, and like no one went in my mom's room because she, you know, it was really early. We're a late family, we're always running late. And so we were just like in a rush. Yeah, we're always late. Carly knows. and so we didn't say hi or bye to my mom that morning. And so my dad drops us off at school, and so then my dad comes back home to check on my mom, and he's like, "How are you feeling?" She's like, "Oh, I feel great." And he's like, "Oh, do you?" She's like, "Yeah, I went to Nate's school, and like I saw him, he was wearing his red, like favorite red shirt, and he was so sad though because it was show and tell day, because show and tell is usually on Friday, and that was like his favorite thing to like bring a toy or whatever, but they ended up doing it on Tuesday that day. And he was so sad because he didn't bring a toy or like anything, so he told a story instead. My dad's like, "What was he wearing? Like, what was Nate wearing this morning? I don't even remember." And he was like, "Oh, that's cool, Amanda. Like,
Right. Like
great,
just kind of
good
brushed
dream,
it off.
you know?" And so then he like picks us up, and he sees that Nate's wearing a red shirt. And he was like, "Oh, how was everyone's day?" And Nate's like, "Oh, it was good, but like, oh, I forgot I was show and tell."
Oh.
So I just told a story instead, and my dad was like, "What?" You know, so she
Oh
was like
my
so close to
gosh.
the veil that like
Is
she was
there any
able to
way,
experience that.
right? Is there any way she would have known that he was wearing a red shirt?
No, because we all like left, and like
Oh.
the fact that she told him
The exact
like while
story.
he was at school, the exact story, and then Nate comes home, he's like, "Oh, it was sad. I didn't get to like
That is
tell
wild.
a story," you know.
Yeah.
And so like little things like that, I'm like, I just am grateful that like she's
Yeah.
still here, and like our loved ones are very much still here.
Right.
You know? So
I
a
love
good
that story.
That was really beautiful.
Yeah.
Thank you for sharing that.
That's so interesting hearing her be able to explain that situation being that close, because I mean that's one of the main things I've learned from Briosha watching her process and just being a part of it is the thing I say over and over is I cannot believe how active that little boy is in her life.
yeah.
And I do believe that part of the reason for that is she welcomes it and she
Yeah.
looks for it, right? Like if you look for those signs and you're actively there, they're there, right? It's a matter of if you're recognizing it or not, if you're labeling it as that. And you said something earlier, like, is that a sign? Is it not? What I've found is if you're asking that question, the answer is yes.
Yeah.
And it's not even worth debating that or having that thought. Like, if you feel that way, it is,
Yeah.
right?
And something really cool too that I found in my relationship with Romeo
Yeah.
is like with any person, it's evolving.
Yeah.
So he used to send me signs through butterflies. And now it is butterflies, but it's rainbows and other little things. And it's just constantly evolving. Like I could have a really cool, funny thing happen to me in a random day. And then something similarly to that will pop up again, but with a rainbow connected to it. So I'm like, oh my gosh, Romeo is literally there for me in all of my situations and important things in my life.
Yeah.
Totally, totally. And it's kind of along the same lines. I actually met with like a medium, kind of woo-woo, but it's like,
Love it.
I'm like, you know, I always like to take it with a grain of salt, where I'm
Yes.
like, oh, this is interesting, you know,
Yeah.
tell me about it. And she like tapped in, she didn't know it was my mom, but she was like, oh, this person like died young. She's like, oh, she loves the music that you're playing lately. And I was like, I've been jamming to Enya lately, and that was like, I love Enya, like Mitch knows.
That's my most listened
I
on
love-
Spotify 3 years in a row.
Oh, I love Enya.
Really?
But it's,
Number one, baby.
I love it.
Who
3
can
years?
say,
Oh, no.
let's go, Maddie.
Don't start
Okay.
singing.
I literally was listening to it like today.
That's insane, bro. Like that connection right there is insane.
Sail away, sail away. All right, keep going.
Now you're getting me like,
Yeah,
in
I was- storms in Africa.
yeah. And yeah, but like my mom loved listening to Enya, and so sometimes I just listen to it to like, almost like recall memories or like, you know.
Aw.
And so like when the medium was like, oh, she loves the music that you're playing, I was like, maybe you are legit because no one knows that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So anyway, just like little signs like that, like the rainbow thing, or it's like
Yeah.
the music, it's like very much still a thing. You know?
That's cool.
Yeah.
What about you, Mitch?
What do you mean?
How's your mom active in your life? The same question she asked. Sorry, I didn't mean that to sound that way.
He's like, wait, what?
Yeah, what's your problem with India?
Just bump it, why don't we? Just do it.
Turn it,
guys don't
just
on low?
keep it low. Keep it low for this.
I actually don't
Andrew.
mind that. This has actually been wild. Over the last like 6 months, I've had more people come up to me that never knew my mom that say, "Hey, this is really weird. I feel like I should call you. Like, I feel like your mom has been like coming to me and like dropping little notes."
What?
And another person. It's been a lot. It's been like 4 or 5 times over the last. I think there's a lot of protection my mom's doing over this next FlowHaus, over this thing we're doing. I believe that.
Yeah.
She was a personal trainer too, so she's very much into the health and all that
Yeah.
stuff. Yeah.
There's some of that there, but I actually went the longest time being angry that I didn't get those little mini experiences. I was angry for a long time. That I never got like, maybe because I'm not listening half the time.
Yeah,
you know,
why
that's
do you
probably
think
it.
you weren't getting those?
Oh, I don't know. I don't know. I really have no idea. I think it's the, I don't know, like the hyperactive, like
So
always going. Am I
busy.
actually
You're
ever
always going.
listening? Am I
Always
tuning
going.
in? But I think over the last 2 years, I've probably tuned in more than ever. I think after football, after my mom passed, I was so angry. So angry, like for 4 or 5 years, just angry, perma-angry, you know? It's not the vibes for sure. But I feel like I've worked through that, and anyways, I feel like I'm finally listening a little bit, and I feel like she showed up, and I mean, 2 days ago, one of our good friends was like, "Dude, your mom like came to me today." Isn't that weird? Like, not weird. Isn't that?
But it like sounded just like her, like the words that he said. Like she said this to me, and we're like, that's
It's been
exactly
it's
what
been
she
really
was
frequent,
saying.
which is unique.
Tone too,
Yeah.
you know.
Maybe because I'm just never listening, that she's got to go to other people to still get to me.
Sure.
Yeah, she would have been a great solicitor for sure.
Yeah.
I think there's a lot of truth to that though. Like I think for a lot of people going through grief, they might be angry enough or having enough that they can't be that vessel. They
A lot
can't
of
be
people
Yeah,
feel
probably.
like that.
Yeah,
honestly,
like
yeah.
I don't think that's a bad thing necessarily. And if she's going, well, I can still get to Mitch, right? Like, what's my way
she
that I'm going to
knows.
get through?
Yeah.
Yeah.
For
Maybe.
sure.
Yeah.
I'm cool with it though.
Yeah.
You know?
Have you felt her presence in the physical space of FlowHaus?
Oh my gosh. I don't know if it's direct,
Yeah.
but there is something there
Yeah.
for sure. Like I've mentioned it to her. It's not, you know, like for me, it's not a direct thing. It's almost just more like an energetic thing. Like it's she's got to be behind this. She's got to be helping this. She's got to be helping frame this.
And
you know?
also like the weird like timing of things, right? You know, in business, you're like, oh well, thank goodness that happened. You know, like things start falling into place, and so it's just
Yeah.
things like that, you know.
I love it.
Yeah.
Well, thanks for sharing all that. I think it's really cool to go through. Let's talk about this next phase. So it seems like the identity word is something you both used, right? Like we're always in that growth period. You find that out. And now like you're in the action phase of that, out of the finding, but like, hey, because of what I found, here's what I'm going to do, right? So tell us a little about what you're doing in a broad sense. We'll do the little WTF minute later, but what are you doing and why do you care so much about it?
Yeah, I think you're kind of nodding towards the FlowHaus story, like our next chapter.
Yeah.
We're kind of doing. I'll go back to a few years ago when I took this wild trip to Poland to
Rewind
visit.
even more, because I need to
Yeah.
give myself credit here.
Oh, give.
I was listening to a podcast, and it was with Lewis Howes, if any of you guys know him, and he was like talking about his life, and I'm like, holy crap, like this all aligns with like Mitch, what is going on with him. And I'm like, you have to listen to this podcast. And so Mitch is like, okay, so he gives a listen. He's like, wow, this is actually, I align with this guy. So he like shoots his shot and he like sends him a DM. He's like, hey, I love what you're doing. Like, you know, I don't even know what you said, but he was like, oh, come to LA. Like, let's meet up, let's go to dinner and all that stuff. So
We just had so many similarities. Like
Yeah.
he like a resume of like tragedies in life and even injuries in football. It just matched so well. I said, I want to meet someone that's gone through what I've gone through. And we met. We was supposed to be like a 30-minute hangout. It ended up being like 4 or 5 hours. Us hanging out, dinner, and he invited me to this trip to Poland to meet this guy named Wim Hof.
Did you know who Wim Hof was at the time?
Not 5 years ago, no.
Okay.
5.5 years ago, actually. I don't think many people did know of Wim Hof back then either. But there was also a point in my life, though, where I was so bitter, so angry. I still wanted to be playing football. I wanted my mom back. I wanted life different. Like, what am I doing, you know? And I hated not knowing, like, what I was doing. Like, life was so structured for me with football. Like, you know what you're eating. You know what you're doing at 30 minutes from now, you know? And so it was weird to be in that phase. I was so angry. And one thing that I used to be, like the childlike version of me, like high school, early college days, was just very infectious, very loving, very kind. And if someone was ever sad, I would be the first one on the scene to make someone happy. Through ego and success in football and like having to play this persona, I think personality almost comes before your success, in especially football. Like you have to act like the man before you know. Anyways, I got the ego. Like it just kept infusing it, just so I could be a better player. Even in the NFL, same thing. But I was tired of that, though. There came a point where I was just tired of being that guy. I wanted the old guy back, the infectious guy. I rubbed people the wrong way a lot, like more often than I liked. So I finally go to this trip to Poland. I'm getting back to it. Finally go to Poland and meet this Wim Hof guy. And there's 12 of us there. Jesse Itzler was there. Some really rad characters. Mike Posner was there, the musician, and there was 12 of us in a house living at Wim Hof's for a week, and there was one shower and cots that we slept in the middle of the woods. And it's like these 12 ego bros there to like learn how to do breath work and like sit in a cold bath. You know, like it was like the idea of it was so radical, but I truly felt like I never felt before on that trip. I'm like, I kind of feel the old me coming back, the guy who cares about people and connection and community, where it's not just about me, you know? And that was just exciting. That was a nugget. And the last day of this trip, we did a 4-hour hike in the snow, negative 20-degree temps, shirtless, just shorts. That's like Wim Hof's like patented thing. And I remember getting to the top of this mountain and asking Jesse Itzler, I said, why did it take 12 Americans to come all the way to Poland to learn how to breathe, get hot in a sauna, and get cold, and to feel this good? And I said, let's do something about it, to Jesse. And he said, what do you mean? I said, let's bring this experience in Poland, let's bring it back to our people where we live so that they can feel like this too. They can heal, grow, raise their vibration, and have a community experience like we had here. Let's bring it back to our literal people back home. And we talked about how that would look, and fast forward to now, 3 weeks ago, we launched FlowHaus. And I'll wait for the WTF moment. But it's
He's good. That's Hunter.
it's good.
Yeah.
Thank you. Yeah, so that's what we're doing now, you know?
Yeah.
And there was a honeymoon phase. We had our grand opening, which was insanely fun. And, you know, the honeymoon phase sort of like goes away, and we're like almost a month into this business. Feels like a 2-year project, but we're just a month into being open. And it's like, okay, the stress creeps back up. There's such a vision for this. I want to do good with business. And I want to help a lot of people heal, grow, and just feel a certain way, feel peak confidence, peak flow state, full alignment in their lives, and FlowHaus does that. That's the only reason it's here, is to help people feel freaking good.
Yeah.
And we'll start to see a different community if I can align the sort of the brand ethos, but you have to attach the business to it. That's the vehicle that gets it places, you know?
Yeah.
So making sure that works so that the story can work long term is the next challenge.
I love that. Good for you. Maddie, how have you seen him change through this, and how have you just, like, yeah, how has this shifted? Why are you excited about this phase?
Besides the stress, it really is cool to like watch. Well, he's very passionate. Like he's the hardest worker, and to like combine the two of something that you're passionate about and like wanting to not, you know, just like impact people's lives almost like in a selfless way is really cool to just be a part of, you know? And I'm like, there's no better person to do it like than you, and like it's just really cool to see what is becoming and building, and it's just really fun.
Yeah, I love that. Well, best of luck in all that you're doing. I love sharing this. And I think what's cool, the couple words you've used, or the words you've used over and over is experience, right? And I think, like, moving forward in today's day and age, products are going to be easier to make. Jobs are going to be easier to do. Like, it's so easy to just get stuff automated, but what you'll never be able to replace is an experience and a connection in the way someone feels, right? And I love that you took something that wasn't done, like an idea. Here's what's happened, and now how can we try to create it? And it's a huge inspiration to us. Like, I'll tell you on this stage first time, this show, a part of it is like, well, look what Mitch and Madie are doing, right? Like, they have an idea, they have this, and then you go make it happen, right? We have 15 people in the audience today, right? But I guarantee you a month from now, we're gonna add a 0 to that number. We gotta buy more seats, right? Why? Because if you give people, yes, here I am being so, I don't know if that was the vibe, but if you give people a feeling, right, and you help them connect with others, right, you can't help but attract those opportunities. And if you can create a space where people are open and emotional and vulnerable and real, I think humans are just craving that right now. So thank you for doing that, and thank you for doing that for us. Yeah.
Thanks.
You got a gift for Madie.
I do have a gift for you. I recently started a jewelry business called Osha Chains. And actually, can somebody hand me one of these necklaces right here? I forgot to grab one. It's one of these butterfly necklaces.
You got men's?
Oh, I don't have it in men's.
Did we give
but
two
you would
give two to Lindsay? I was teasing. No, let's put that butterfly on that.
Thank you. So this butterfly has helped me feel so connected to Romeo on the other side, and it would be an honor if you wore this to feel connected to your mom.
I love that. Thank you so much.
I love you.
I love that. You can clap with that. Absolutely. Okay.
Thanks, Bree.
Well, love you guys. Thanks for
We love
coming
you.
on.
Thanks
Best
for
of luck in
having
all you're
us.
doing. Anything
Yours
we
the
can
best.
do to support you guys, let us know. All
This
right.
is rad. Good work with this. This is
Yeah,
rad.
this
Yeah.
is amazing. It's a great setup.
Here we go.
We love
You're
what you're
here
doing.
as the guinea pig, so thanks for being willing to do it.
Happy.
All right, well, we end every show with what we call the WTF minute, right? It's really hard in today's day and age to catch someone's attention. You have really short attention spans. And what we also do at the end of all these episodes is anyone that pours into our community and comes and shares with us, we want to give you the opportunity to build whatever you're doing. So 60 seconds, we call it the WTF minute. You already teed up FlowHaus, but now just like, give it
Really
the axe.
dive
Just set them
deep.
up and close the deal. I'll be the setter. You be the closer, Mitch. Go.
Oh gosh, do I even need 60 seconds?
You don't.
I'll take more than that.
And there's the
Take a little bit more than that.
back.
No, no, no.
I don't need
I'll take just
60
a little bit
seconds.
more. So we just launched FlowHaus, a guided multi-sensory.
Oh yeah, look right at that one. Yeah.
Oh, we're
'Cause
not
this
talking.
This
This is
is
more
an
like-
awesome reel. Yeah, you give it to him.
Full sales pitch.
Yeah, go for it.
So we just launched FlowHaus, a multi-sensory guided sauna cold bath experience. It's a brick and mortar space, and it's in Pleasant Grove, Utah, right in the center of the county that I live. So it's accessible to all of mine and our people, and it's insane. It's unbelievable. It's a 50-person sauna, a 10-person cold bath, but it's classes. So I'll give you an example. This morning, we did a meditation class inside the sauna, and it was magical and amazing. And the purpose of it is to solve a problem through business. I had a conversation with Jesse Itzler at his kitchen table, and he said, find something that bugs you, because if it bugs you today, it'll bug you forever, and go solve that problem. And I said, what if I can solve a problem with something that I love, which is sauna cold bath? So we truly feel like we're first going after a problem, which is depression, anxiety, isolation, chronic stress at our space. And it's doing real good, and it's a vibration-raising experience to help people feel like they've never felt before. And it's just freaking fun. So let's all hit a session.
I love
You
it.
guys down?
Let's go. All right, let's flow.